The Bible
Okay,
actually
then
calls me to do that.
Drop the precept now. Do you understand?
Respectfully.
Do you understand?
Respectfully.
You are going to drop the precept.
All right, so I just finished up a debate with a guy called Deconverted Man on YouTube. And the reason we got into this debate was because I created a video called 7.5 Reasons Why God Must Exist, and he reacted to it. So I commented, I said, would you be willing to discuss this or debate this with me? He said yes, so over email, we decided a date and a time to discuss, and we opted for an informal discussion because if we were going to do a formal discussion, he said that it would have to be under his rules. And I'll just show you, if you read the second last paragraph here, he says that if we're going to do it this way, we must treat abiogenesis and macroevolution as a fact, which would completely be contrary to my worldview. That's like if I said, you know what, if we're going to debate, we're going to treat the resurrection as true. It's dishonest. It's not fair. So I said, okay, let's just stick with the informal discussion. So I tried to live stream the debate on my channel, and it went horribly wrong. Don't do what I did. Don't think that you're prepared without actually knowing you're prepared. I apologize to Deconverted Man for wasting 10 minutes of his time to try to set up my live stream, and the live stream didn't even work. Thankfully, I was able to just record it. And I had a lot planned that I wanted to question him on. I was ready to give my defense for why I believe in the resurrection and why I believe in God, whatever he wanted to ask me. And it really didn't seem like he was there to do that. Even though at the beginning you'll see him say that he's there to discuss truth, it really didn't seem like it. He didn't let me get my points across. He shut them down immediately because he simply couldn't answer them. So without further ado, here it is.
Alrighty.
How's it going?
Alright, how's it going?
Not too bad. Nice to meet you, man.
Alright, nice to virtually meet. No worries. Okay, so I always tell people this before I talk to them live that I try to go after the ideas, the argument, not the person. And, because we're going to be dealing with something that's near and dear to you, it might seem like a personal attack, but it's not. I'm attacking the ideas, not you, the person. And, reference logical fallacies or, like appeal to ignorance or appeal to personal credulity. That's not an insult to you. That's just the name of the fallacy,
Of course, yeah.
So.
For sure, yeah. And yeah, I'll quickly say my motives. I have no idea what's going on with the stream right now. But
that's all right.
Yeah, no, I'm not here to try to win a debate. That's not my motives at all. I really appreciate you even coming to talk to me because you have no obligation to do so. At least I believe that I do, according to 1 Peter 3:15. And I'm not here to say that I want a debate or here to, again, try and beat you. I'm here to try and express love and truth to you and try and win you over to Jesus. Ultimately, that's nothing I can do. That's only a seed I can plant, and the watering belongs to the Lord.
Yeah, I mean, if nothing else, you can always download the video later and then put it up on your...
I really should have been more prepared. I'm sorry, the last hour. It's been hectic for me.
Is it Riley, right?
Riley, yes. May I ask what your name is? Or do you want me to just refer you as Deconverted Man?
My pen name is Dan Green. Deconverted Man here. I've got Riley, who we're going to riff with in rapture and rigor with ridges and R words. I'm out of R words. Okay, how are you doing, Riley?
I'm doing well, thank you. How are you?
I exist. I think. Yes, I still exist. All right, I had to pinch myself. Ow, why did I do that? Anyways, all right, so... kind of a little history for those who don't know. You made a video. I made a video response that was really short, but you also got, before I did that, you got noticed by a big YouTuber.
Yes.
I don't think that's how I found you. I found you just doing my normal thing. I don't know how I don't know how I do anything anymore. But I responded to that and, I had some text exchange. I'm like, come and talk to me. Come on. And you're like, oh, okay, do you want to do a debate? I'm like, yeah, sure. Here's what I'll do for a debate. And you're like, no, that's okay. We'll talk. We'll just talk. And I'm like, yeah, that's better.
You did lay some ground rules in there.
There's all the stupid ground rules I come up with. But, so to try to this kind of like a information exchange dialogue, trying to understand your side, your position. Why do you believe these things? And I'm going to present to you the skeptical side of things, the scientific, the logical side of things as best as I can. I'm not an expert in science. I guess I'm an amateur logician at best because nobody's paid me to do logic yet. So, tell a little bit about, you've got this 7.5 reasons why God must exist video, and you got a big response from a bigger YouTuber. What was that like? All of a sudden you blow up. You got all these comments rolling in. You must have been freaking out. So tell me a little bit about that.
It was a little confusing because I had no idea that he even made a video about me. He didn't tag me or anything. I don't know how YouTube works where you can tag people, but somebody came to one of my videos and commented, kind of defending me, and I was like, he said came from this person's channel, and I was confused. So I went there and I was like, all right, that's pretty cool. Obviously, the majority of people who came in were his subscribers, so obviously they disagreed with what I had to say. But it was still pretty cool.
You got a lot of comments telling you you're wrong. Couple that are, on your side. So, praise God. I didn't say anything. Come on, say something more than just that, So what do I'm sure that you've read through some, if not all of these comments. And what do you make of this? All these people telling you that essentially you're wrong and here's why you're wrong. Did any of that make any impact on you?
Well, obviously, I'm open to truth, but coming from an atheistic worldview or an agnostic worldview, I have to see their arguments from their point of view. So, like, if a Muslim is debating me, I want to see where the Muslim is basing their truths off of. And they base it off of the Quran, the Hadiths. So I'm going to argue assuming my worldview, but from their lens, if that makes sense. It might not make sense, but I want to do the same thing to an atheist agnostic, which is kind of where I'm coming at today when I come to speak to you, is an atheist agnostic has no basis for any truth claims that they make. You can justify that by saying, well, I take in objective fact through my subjective lens, but how can you justify that your subjective lens is telling you the fullness of truth? So as a Christian, I have a justification, and I was really hoping in your stream about where you reacted to my video, I was really hoping you would get to my 7th point, and the other big YouTuber also skipped over that point. I don't know if you did it on purpose, I don't know if he did it on purpose, but it was about the justification for truth claims, mainly the induction argument, David Hume's problem of induction. I'm sure you've heard of it. But basically,
uniformity in nature is your last point.
But
basically, everything you just said there is presuppositionalism, and it'll have nothing to do with it at all. So,
okay, but I can say the same to you.
You and I have the same basis of truth. That is, truth is what is real. So it is real that I have a stuffed lobster here. And that is the same no matter what. Now, if you're talking about hard sophilism, then, I say lobsters exist. If you and I cannot agree that lobsters exist, we cannot have a conversation. So can we agree that lobsters exist, whether there is or isn't a God?
Yeah, but that's not my basis of truth. You're arguing a different position.
Doesn't matter then.
But that's not my basis of truth.
It doesn't matter what your basis of truth is.
But you just claimed my basis of truth is what is real. That's not my basis of truth.
I didn't claim that. You and I have the same basis of truth. That is, truth is what is real. I said that we both exist in reality. We both have access to the same reality, whether there is or isn't a God. And if you're going to play this precept game of, well, I have truth and you can't claim that, then you're out of here and I'm done with you. And you have no logic. You have nothing to offer anyone other than a circular argument that pre-assumes that you're right and everybody else has to be wrong. I have the truth. Nobody else can claim that. Wrong. Everybody can claim what is true because what is true aligns with reality as we observe it.
Okay, can I ask you a question based on that claim?
That's it. So if
Okay. Can I?
Are we? We're not doing precept, okay?
Well, so I just want to make it clear. I just want to make it clear to the viewers. You mentioned that you laid out a list of essentially commands for me if we were going to do a formulated debate with a moderator.
It's called a rule set.
Okay. Yeah, and you told me to assume positions which I don't believe are true, which I believe is dishonest.
I didn't tell you to assume that. I said that if
you did. I'm going to record all of this. I'll post screenshots. You told me to assume that.
I'll put up the entire email that I sent.
Yeah. You told me to assume abiogenesis is true and macroevolution is true, which aren't a given. I said
that if we're going to talk about that we're going to assume that that's true because it is true.
Okay, then I could say the same to you. If we're going to talk about the existence of God, we're going to assume that God is true. Notice how that's dishonest.
We can prove that those things are true. We can't prove that God is true.
You can prove that abiogenesis is the origin of life, or that it actually creates life.
We can show all sorts of indications that it is. Yes.
Well, no, you just said prove.
In a colloquial sense, we're going to play word games now. Really, we can prove that those things are true. We can't prove that God is true.
I'm just repeating what you said. I'm not playing any word games.
Okay. So, let's see. So, you have also, now you said atheist and worldview there. What is a worldview?
The way somebody views the world, views how reality functions. How do I view the world? I don't know. But I know you're not a Christian, so you're not able to justify.
Okay, so precept again. So that's strike one, okay? You get 2 more. Then you're out of here. Okay, we're not doing precept. Okay.
So I'm not allowed to freely express my ideas.
You're not allowed to do precept. Okay. You're not allowed to tell me that I have no justification for X, Y, and Z. You're not allowed. It's not happening.
Why am I not allowed to do so?
Because I'm telling you, you're not allowed. It's my channel, my rules. And also, precept is circular in reason. And if you are a precept, then you have no basis in logic or reality. You don't care about reality. You don't want to learn reality. You don't want to learn logic. You don't want to learn.
Oh, no, I do, actually. The Bible actually calls me to do that.
Drop the precept now. Understood?
May I just make an objection to that?
No, you cannot. You are going to drop the precept.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Respectfully.
Do you understand?
Respectfully.
You are going to drop the precept.
Respectfully, I welcome. Yeah.
Do you understand?
I'm responding.
Yes or no?
Yeah, I'm responding. So respectfully,
yes, you are going to drop it.
So respectfully, I will comply with the commands, but I still will ask you and question your worldview.
Okay. Let's cover that then. No more precept. Okay. What? Now you said I have a worldview. Then you said you didn't know what it was. So you also said atheists have a worldview. What is the atheism worldview?
It's the denial of the existence of any God.
Wrong. That's not a worldview. First of all. Secondly, that's not what atheists claim.
What does the atheist claim?
By and large, atheists claim that we don't believe in whatever God is.
Okay, I thought that's what I said, but my apologies. So are you an atheist?
I'm a skeptic, atheist, agnostic, and atheist.
Okay, so atheist means what you just said. Agnostic means without knowledge. That's where we get the word agnostic from. So would you, and you're skeptical, so you're studying, you're skeptical over things. So I'm just trying to gauge what your worldview is.
Do you understand that theist, the word theist by itself, isn't any worldview attached to that, correct? Do you understand that?
Well, I'm a theist, and under the theist...
do you understand that the word theist by itself doesn't entail any worldview?
Sure, yeah, maybe.
Okay. Maybe.
It depends.
Either does or doesn't.
Well, I could say that it does, and I would ask you to tell me why I'm wrong.
Does it entail a worldview, yes or no? This is not
being a theist?
Just the word theist.
Does it entail a worldview? Just the word itself without no context, without a sentence?
That's what I said, yes.
No, I wouldn't be able to make sense of words isolated outside of context.
So the same is true with the word atheist, correct?
Sure, outside of context,
Okay.
isolated by itself, a word cannot entail
So
things unless
there
put into
is no
context.
there is no atheist worldview. There is no agnostic
I
worldview.
would
There is no
I would
skeptic
disagree with
worldview.
that.
Well,
Now,
you'd be wrong
according to what?
according to what a worldview is.
And what is a worldview?
Well, you just said it. You already know what a worldview is.
So are you saying that
Right.
I'm contradicting myself?
You said a worldview is a view of what? A view of reality, how to understand it, map it, etc. Right?
I just said it's a view of reality. It's kind of
A view of
self-defining.
reality.
Mhm.
Right. But that's kind of like a view of reality. But that's not really what the technical term of it is, in definitions and philosophy. So you're just really going shallow there, which, doesn't really surprise me given the logical fallacies and scientific errors in your video that you have. But, it's a very shallow understanding of what the word worldview is. Atheist by itself, atheist, there is no worldview there because it doesn't tell you anything about origins, the universe, life, meaning, purpose, destiny, etc. It doesn't tell you any of those things. It does not prescribe anything. It describes.
But yet you're
And so
assuming
when you,
them.
huh?
You're assuming them. When you say you're unable to determine whether there's meaning in life, whether what the origin is.
No. I said that it doesn't prescribe these things. There's
Do you
no
believe there is meaning in life?
That's irrelevant. I'm telling you what the word means, entails. Okay.
I'm just asking a question.
Right, but I'm telling you that question is not meaningful right now because the context of this is that I'm describing the word atheist to you and explaining why you're incorrect about it. Now, you said you were trying to understand
I asked
my
you
worldview, whatever, and I'm telling you, first of all, I don't know what my worldview is, just to clear that off the table.
Perfect.
But
Perfect.
if I have a worldview, it is nothing to do with the word atheist, skeptic, agnostic.
Fair enough. Okay. So
when you claim that atheists have a worldview, all you're doing is creating what's called a construct straw man, which is a logical fallacy. And many people told you in your video in the comments that you got that wrong, and you're ignoring it now as I'm telling you, and you seem to ignore that in the comments because of your pre-existing beliefs.
May I respond to anything that you're saying? Because the more you say, the less I'm going to remember from the beginning. So perfect. So you don't assume a worldview. I'm assuming you don't like that word just because of the way I used it.
I didn't say that, but I don't know what my worldview is.
Okay, you don't assume a worldview. When you make truth claims, what standard of truth do you appeal to?
Strike two.
I'm asking you a question.
Strike two, precept.
Am I not allowed? Are we not allowed to discuss? Do I have to just listen to what you have to say?
This is real.
I disagree.
That's real. Okay.
I disagree.
That's strike three. Then we're done. Okay, so I'm going to show you all the things I had for you because you don't care about logic, reason, or science. So here's
logic, reason, and science are only justified in the Christian worldview.
Nope, wrong. That's strike four.
According to what?
Goodbye. According to reason and logic,
reason and logic aren't necessary in your worldview.
You don't know.
In the atheist agnostic worldview,
there is no atheist agnostic worldview. You're a charlatan. You're a liar and a charlatan and a typical apologist that we've seen before.
You don't want to answer any of my questions. That's okay. You can kick me out.
Your questions are irrelevant. Your questions are irrelevant.
Irrelevant according to what? I came here for discussion.
You have faith. No, you came to do precept, and I'm not interested in that.
You presuppose your mind's telling you the truth all the time.
No, I don't.
You don't?
You're wrong.
So
no.
Have you made any mistakes in what you've told me so far?
Possibly.
How do you know how do you know if you've made a mistake?
Because we have facts to back it up. We have data to back it up. You don't have any data or facts.
But how do you know you're not wrong about those facts?
Okay, goodbye.
Alrighty.
Oh. So long.
And there you have it. That's how it ended. So because he didn't like my line of argumentation, he kicked me out. And again, we did not come with a set of rules and regulations ahead of this discussion that I had to follow. But that's okay. It just goes to show what the true fruits of atheism are.